Another day, I was in my apartment, sleeping in my room. And then suddenly I found myself somewhere in a different state. I think maybe it was in the spiritual realm. I was tied to my bed, and some entity came. So in that spiritual realm, with the help of God, we fought together. I fought that entity and killed it. Now, the following day, when I went to my office, to my job, that warlock in chief was there. And I asked him, you were supposed to travel today for a conference. Why didn't you travel? And he said something about the conference being cancelled or being redirected to a different state or a different location. I just laughed and went on to my daily activities. After that, what happened is when I was working in the lab, I will be working in the lab, I start seeing some hair, black hair, and it was really weird. At that time, I will see spiders. And I exactly saw one particular colleague, throwing spiders at me, literally. The colleague was in front of me. We were going up the stairs, and she looked at me, and suddenly I saw a spider. And I just laughed. Another day, I was in the bathroom, cleaning myself, and I saw a spider, a very black one, big one, just at the back in my back. And I was like, something was happening. I then went to someone in particular, and I told them, if you know you are doing something against me spiritually, just be aware that my God will take care of you. You will pay for it. And that person was really shocked. And yeah, that was the aim. I knew it. I knew they were doing something against me. And so I wanted them to know that I know that they are doing something. And I wanted them to know also that my Creator, my God, will take care of them. Meaning they will pay the karma for going against me when I haven't done nothing to them. So afterwards, I said to that particular person, I knew anyway, I was already in my head, I was trying to find the right occasion to leave that space. After some week after that discussion I had with one of them, they sent me a letter telling me that, okay, I was put under evaluation to see if my work is going well or not. And if it doesn't, then it means that I might be fired. And I told them, right, so you want to get rid of me? And they say, no, it's not that. I say, okay, anyway, let's go. Let's see what happens. So what was happening is that even in the physical world, ways before my sickness, there were two male colleagues particularly who had some indecent behavior whenever I'm going past them. They will be in my back and doing indecent things. And I was like, why will two male adults do things like that? And openly, if they are not backed by leadership. And I say that because from experience, I had some people acting this way because they knew even if I go somewhere to report them, nothing will happen because the leadership was supporting them. And those two black men, what they were doing is that when I will be working in the lab, they will send insects to my private parts. And I found it very weird. And they will send insects to my private part, and they will see me fighting with those insects, and they will start laughing. But they were doing it so because I was being abused in that way in the lab. So what happens? Usually when I will be in the lab working, there will be a phone ringing. And when that phone rings in the lab, all the other people will leave the lab, and I will be left alone. So what happens is that when I left alone, some people from the cult group will come and get in my pants. You see what I mean? So that's what God has revealed to me. So they will get in my pants. And spiritually, when people get in your pants spiritually, they do it to siphon your energy, to siphon your blessing, to use it for themselves, of course, to use it for themselves. So that was what was happening in that workspace. And among other events, I have one female colleague that was a copycat who was heavily trying to be like me. She wanted to be me in every manner possible. It's just that she was not a black person, so she can't be me in physically. But she wanted to speak like me. She wanted to behave like me. She wanted to how I care about people. She wanted to think like me. I mean, and she was a heavy cat energy. So that female colleague, for example, whenever she comes in the office, like she comes in the department, and she knows I'm in my office, she sends things in my office in the spiritual world. So that's what God was showing me. She will send things, those are kind of insects. And apparently those insect holes were either to siphon your energy or either to dim your light. That was the reason why she was sending those insects. What they did when they start using me, let's say using me, those people start creating a narrative that they spread through the whole institution. And that's where I notice, like, when I will go to a general assembly or meet other people from other departments, they will act weirdly. Maybe if people are speaking and they see you coming, they will stop speaking. Or when they will look at you side eye, they will eye side you. And I saw it, and that was I just identify it as the smear campaign, because the same thing happened also in Togo. So when this type of people are using you, or when they are siphoning your energy, and when they have already sacrificed you to their entity, they know that at a certain point you will either disappear, you will be, unalived, or maybe you will just become a shadow of yourself, or something will happen that was major that will make you disappear. So for them to justify this, to justify your absence, or for them to have people not be worried when they don't see you again, this narrative is spread so that people don't consider you as a human being. That's what most of the time the aim is, that like they will tell lies about you so that people consider you less a human, and so that when something happens to you, they are not worried, they don't ask questions. So they did the same, like people from Togo also did, doing a smear campaign against you, saying things that are out of an unbelievable thing about you. And sometimes they will just tell people that you are doing against them what they are doing against you. In fact, like they will tell people you are siphoning people's energy, you are doing that to them spiritual, you are doing this, you are doing that. But most of the time, everything that they were doing to you, they will tell people that they were the one doing to you. So that smear campaign is always like that, a whole group against one person. Most of the time, that's how it works. So I didn't care anyway, because I knew what was going on. So I didn't care, and I was also ready to leave that workspace. So when Trump became president and issued that travel ban, I found it the perfect time to leave the space. I went to my manager and just informed him that, okay, there is a travel ban on Togo, so I think I need to leave because I can't renew my visa. And then we did the process also. We were also in the process of evaluation, and I just left the workspace. Like nothing happened, I just left. And then I asked God, so God, here am I, what am I supposed to do now? Because I know, like, I'm a person who is of faith, so in my conception or in my understanding of faith is, I was sent on earth for a purpose, and my job is to work on myself every day, to be the best version possible of the creation that God has made and has given that name that is me, and has called Nasifatu. So I have always been a person who constantly works on themselves. So when I left that workspace, I asked God, maybe I decided that research was not my field, and maybe my service should be basic. I asked God if he wanted me to go to Makkah. Makkah is everywhere, is the place where every Muslim wants to be. If he wanted me to go to Makkah and be a cleaner there, I would just be cleaning the Kaaba, and then I will get the chance to meet people, to learn about the religion, to meet scholars, even to learn new languages. And God said, no, what you have to do now is rest and heal. And at a certain point, I would also want you to share your story, because people need to know what is happening behind the scene. So the thing is also that while I was working in the United States, some people were visiting my workspace in the spiritual realm. Those people were blood relatives, witches and warlock from past family, so the blood relatives, some witches and warlock from the past workplace in Togo, past friendship, but also from the professional community in Togo. There is three people in particular: one past female friend, one past colleague who was in a leadership position at my previous workspace in Togo, and one member of the professional community I was a member of in Togo. So that past female friend did something. She sold me to her ethnic community in witchcraft. I was kind of, it's heavy. It's heavy. Let me just brief a little bit. So those three people followed me to my workspace in the United States. And with those witches and warlock from past family, they gang up with the people in the US at my workspace. They gang up with them to unalive me. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So those people were able to do cross-continent collaboration with the only aim to unalive me and share my life among themselves. Can you imagine? I will end this episode here. Let's see you in the next episode of the podcast, The Surviving Witches and Warlocks and Transcending Traumatic Experiences. In the next episode, I'll talk to you about the workspace in Togo, what happened in Togo and led me to come to the US. Thank you.